I'm Kenneth Osei Ampofo. Now the details. The West Africa Gas Company WAPCO says it was forced to shut down due to the intake of its pipeline due to cut-off of gas supply from Nigeria. The ongoing load shedding exercise is expected to be intensified as a result.
The ongoing load shedding exercise is expected to worsen as supply of gas from Nigeria has been cut off. It is reported that workers of Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), Shell and Chevron, who together form NGAS, suppliers of natural gas to Ghana, have laid down their tools. The West Africa Gas Company said they have been forced to shut down the intake point of the pipeline. As a result, the 180 megawatts Asogli thermal plant, which runs only on gas, is the most affected. The Volta River Authority says it will fall on the use of crude oil, which costs almost 3 times in the purchase of gas. VRA noted Nigeria is unable to tell when the labor unrest will be resolved. Completion date of the Ghana gas processing plant, which will supply gas to the VRA thermal plant, has been postponed severally, though an audit is currently ongoing. The Electricity Company of Ghana has hinted a load shedding guide will be released on Thursday, September 18.
And the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has failed to release a load shedding guideline for ongoing power outages. The company says it cannot preempt the current deficit in the country. And I'm being joined on the phone lines by my colleague, Sandra Amakwe, to tell us more. Good afternoon, Sandra, and how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Ken.
Sandra, tell us, what information has the power suppliers giving us reason for their inability to bring out guidelines aside not being able to preempt energy deficit as we stand?
Okay, thank you very much, Ken. ECG was supposed to release a timetable today for the ongoing power outages, but they cancelled the load shedding guide, saying that they are unable to predict the shortfall now due to the shortfall of gas from Nigeria. What they are saying is that the plan they use for the load shedding guide has changed, and therefore the schedule must change for the load shedding, meaning that the load shedding has intensified and the plan they have would not fit in with what they have done.
Now that the situation has changed and they want to really modify what they are going to do, what date have they really mentioned as for public to expect a new load shedding exercise?
They are saying that in the interim, consumers are supposed to note that you go off for 12 hours and you have power supply for 36 hours. But until they release the new one that they are supposed to, that is next week, that is what we are supposed to hold on. But they are not too sure of that because the shortfall of gas from Nigeria has also added to the deficit, and they are saying that things could intensify. We could have more load shedding. So for now, they are just alerting consumers that would have 12 hours and then 36 hours for power supply.
Right. Aside the general outlook that they are bringing, have they really done any segmentation in terms of how they are going to treat residential users and industrial users?
From my interview with ECG, they are saying that for now they would give priority to only the industries, and so industries will not go through the load shedding. They will be given some exemption from this one, but with the domestic users, they are saying that they will go through the 12 hours that they have given us.
Right, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Sandra Amakwe is my colleague, and she has been following the new directives on how power will be rationed when it comes to domestic and industrial usage. We'll be trying to reach this communication specialist of the Ministry of Energy to tell us more what this whole exercise means to them and for the country. Meanwhile, you can also get interactive by logging on to facebook.com/news on TV3 and send your comments to become a part of this bulletin, or twitter.com/news on TV3. Well, let me quickly check and see if we have some comments coming here. Well, we don't have any here, and I understand the communications expert or specialist of the Ministry of Energy, Edward Barr, is on the line. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Mr. Bao, if you can hear me quickly, let's take a look at how worrying the energy situation is now that a plan was supposed to come out and it has been withdrawn.
Which station am I talking to?
This is News Midday Live on TV3.
Oh, okay. And so the question again is what?
I'm asking how worrying the situation is now that there was supposed to be a load shedding plan and it has been withdrawn.
When you say it has been withdrawn, what do you mean?
I mean, there was supposed to be a plan and now there has been a new arrangement. No guideline is coming as to when industries and domestic users are going to have power rationed. Is this not worrying?
Basically, the issue is that, normally when you are supposed to draw a load shedding plan, you draw it based on the quantum of energy or maybe quantum of power you are shedding. Until 2 days ago, the quantum that we were shedding was somewhere around 300, 350. Now, because of the curtailment of supply of gas from Nigeria, what it then means is that we have additional load to shed. And so ECG will need to incorporate that into their plan so that they will have accurate figures to be able to do the load shedding schedule. And so that is why they have to put a hold on this one, incorporate what is happening now, and then be able to come out with something that is reflective of the real situation on the ground.
As we speak now, there's no gas flowing through from Nigeria to Ghana. What steps are you taking to ensure that aside this deficit of gas to power our plants, we'll be able to find means of also generating power for domestic and industrial purposes?
We will basically go on with what we have been doing mostly. In situations like this, all the plants that can use like crude oil, we would try to work with VRA to see that they get crude oil to be able to run it. Besides that, we are just hoping that the issue in Nigeria is just a temporal thing, and then hopefully they will be able to resolve the labor issues and then resume supply of gas.
Would we want to continue to rely on gas from Nigeria because we are not sure as and when supply will be erratic? Aside what we are developing at Atuabo, are we looking at other alternatives that can help the country have sustainable power?
Yeah, obviously we are doing that. This is the deal. You realize that even Atuabo will be giving us maximum of about 120 million cubic feet of gas. Our daily needs now, even based on the current generating plants that we have, is about 270 million cubic feet of gas a day. So it means that Atuabo itself cannot even meet that. Yes, between now and 2017, we have other plant fields that are being developed, like the 10, which will be giving us roughly about 50 million cubic feet of gas. We also have the Sankofa Jinyame, one that is being developed by ENI and Vitor. So collectively, they should be around, by 2017, they should be giving us roughly about 350 million cubic feet of gas a day. That still cannot be enough because looking at the new generation plants that are coming on board, and that is why the LNG option is also one of the things we are looking at. We are trying to bring in the liquefied natural gas, and that is what VRA is working on. And then there's another company known as the Quantum Gas that is also working on that to be able to get that.
Right, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Edward Bauer, Communication Specialist of Ministry of Energy, telling us what steps they will be taking to ensure that the situation on the ground will be manageable when it comes to delivering on their mandate, the Ministry of Energy and power producers and distributors as well.